Well, no, but in fairness, I think I've done pretty good overall. So?
I believe as well. I spoke to you before about integrity and values, and I always think first.
Same. Concentration is one of the most important aspects of being a manager. But you trusted me this season, haven't you?
100%.
Yeah. So there you are then.
I have no doubt about that.
There you are then. In other news though, Özil Perisic. Saw something in the Mirror about this. Apparently, you let him go to Thorpe Park, and I wasn't aware. So, what some sort of explanation, Arsene?
Look, I cannot tell you everything that happened because after that, when you decide to let the player of that caliber go,
yeah, well, you've let them go, and now I've got to explain it to people. So, why don't you just tell me? I don't get it.
Because nobody would understand.
I would have understood.
That you let the player go.
Well, it's ridiculous, and not only that, but apparently you've been using that invisibility cloak around the training ground, eh? Not again. Okay, we talked about this.
I know we live in the era of transparency.
Yes.
But at some stage, to respect everybody, you have not to talk too much about that.
No, I know that people will be interested, Arsene, but the problem is you should be doing it around the training ground. Anyway, I've got to go. I've made some blinding transfers. Okay, see you soon. Goodbye. Bye, Arsene. Bye. Not sure how he's going to feel when he realises I've spent 190 million. Right then. Welcome back to another episode of Wenger Out. It's me, Dr. Benji FM, and some transfers have gone down. We have a full list of fixtures coming up, and today we will play the Community Shield. But before we get to that game, let's say goodbye and hello to some players that have left and some players that have arrived. And we'll start then, as we always do, with the outs. So we're going to do this in financial order, and we'll actually start with a player that you didn't see anything of last season. Joel Campbell's contract at Arsenal finally ran out. Winter came in the January, and I thought, whatever, let him go and play properly for a team and actually have a team that he can play for, rather than being out on loan constantly. So Joel Campbell's left to Inter Milan. It is a free transfer. I don't think any compensation's needed because of his age. He did quite well last year at Real Betis, but in fairness, he's never really made it at Arsenal, and I wasn't prepared to give him the chance. When you see the players I brought in, you'll kind of understand why. But there we are then. Joel Campbell off to Inter on a free. Let's move on to Carl Jenkinson. I know there'll be lots of you in the comments going, how could you let him go? He's too good. Well, I've done, and he's gone. Carl is off to Hull City, where I'm sure he'll be fine in the Championship. He'll have a great time. On loan at Birmingham last year, in which he did very little from a defensive position at 6.9, not that good. So, no, he's not good enough for Arsenal. That's quite obvious. Let's move on. Now, a player that we talked about quite a lot is Nacho Monreal. He's finally gone. Bilbao is the team he's gone to. £15 million, I think, for a 32-year-old left-back that, frankly, was a second choice anyway. Ain't too bad in today's market. We've also brought in a left-back, so we should be okay in that regard. But yeah, 15 million. He's been a decent servant for Arsenal. When he played, he always played quite well, but we need bigger and better. So, Nacho Monreal, thank you for your services, but I'm pushing you away like this, wafting you away almost. Right, then where do we start with this one? So, we bought him for 32 million. I'm doing these in price order. You'll notice the last one was 15 million. So, Benteke can't be more than 32 million. Correct. Look, he's gone for 19.75. It's the only price anybody would accept. 4 goals, 7.50 rating. I'd call that a success, viewers. So, judge me on my result. Look, he wasn't the best transfer ever. I literally had a friend tell me recently, stop watching after you sold Benteke. A friend told me that. So he's gone. He's out the door. Disappeared. 4 is the rating from the scouts. Don't know why I signed him in the first place. So one big striker left, and it was left for another one to leave as well. We've sold Theo Walcott to Monaco, and now Olivier Giroud has gone in the second season too. 31 years of age. To get 23.5 million for him ain't too bad. He did get 4 goals in 4 games, which looks good, but as you remember, he scored 4 in 1 game. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Had a decent career at Arsenal, always scored double figures in the league, but I don't think fits the system we've got right now. Another really good average rating I noticed there, which is annoying, but I probably had like a 10 in one of them, so ignore that again. But no, he's off to Monaco. I think he's a good signing for Monaco, actually. He's probably what they need, but not what we need. Everything will become clear soon. 2 target men, gone. And finally, and this will probably surprise a few of you, is Mustafi has left. 28.5 million is the upfront fee. It's 40 million over the course of a season. He's also gone to Monaco, joining Giroud. He's a very good defender, 26 years of age. Definitely an argument to keep him around, but he wanted to leave. He wanted Champions League football. We can't offer him that, and I thought the 40 million that we'd get for him ain't too bad at all. You look at how much Arsenal spent, we make our money back. The 33 was an upfront fee, I believe, and they got all the money for that, but selling them for 40 over the course of the year, I think ain't too bad business. 28 upfront as well, so we could reinvest that. Mustafi's gone. He was only causing problems. Very good defender, though. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. Right, so players have left. That brings us to the end of the leaving. It's time to talk about the ins. Oh, this is about to be good. So, we're going to do it in price order. The first of which is an Argentine lad who hasn't got a work permit, but I've bought in for £3.6 million from San Lorenzo. I just think in the future he might be quite good, especially if he gets himself a work permit. But yeah, you never know. He's not actually, his potential ability is not what I thought. I thought he was better than this. So, I feel like my scouts have lied to me, and I've spent loads of, well, not loads of money, but millions on him. Literally millions. Say not loads of money, millions. But that's the first. Now we step up a gear. So, the first was just under 4 million. The next, though, is 23 million. Riyad Mahrez in from Leicester, a player that was linked for Arsenal for a very long time and can play that inside forward role up on the right hand side as well as across sort of the front line as well. He's very versatile in that regard, and at 27 years of age should be at the best he's ever going to be at. And while only a 3-star player, I think having a 3-star player of this guy's ability isn't too bad at all. He comes in, it'll feature a lot for me, I hope, as well, across both competitions, both the Europa League and the Premier League, and it should be, in theory, the perfect tonic for what we've got going on elsewhere within our size. He joins Arsenal on a decent contract as well, 70 grand a week. I'm very happy with it. Riyad Mahrez then has signed, and as I say, we're up to 23 million now. Some more to go, 3 more to go. Okay, people are going to look at this and think that's mental. So when you realise that this isn't the most mad transfer of the window, Danny Rose, everyone, welcome him to the, clap him in, maybe. So Spurs fans watching will suddenly be recoiling at the fact that Danny Rose, the 28-year-old, has joined Arsenal Football Club. We still have Kolasinac, but he's been sort of touting phrases, oh, I really want to go to PSG. PSG haven't bid yet, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But for 33.5 million is a 7.29 average rating across the season for Spurs. I think we have ourselves a really good left-back. Incredibly quick, great crossing, great dribbling, and that's what I need in this team. Someone who can cross the ball and dribble with it going forward. Tackling's decent, marking's decent, heading's okay too, and his mentals aren't too shabby either. He plays full-back attack. That's what we need. So we'll see if that works out for us this season. Arsenal have bought a Spurs player. I was surprised they let me have him, honestly, but there we are. Let's move up then to £45 million. And with Mustafi gone, there'll be a few of you sat there thinking, right, well, let's hope he's brought in a defender. Mertesaker's obviously retired as well. Well, luckily, folks, we have. His marking is the only concern. Virgil Van Dijk, 27 years of age, very experienced within the Premier League as well. Fantastic physical, sorry. Some of the best physicals you can get in a defender in the entire game, I should add. Mentally very, very solid as well. Heading's fantastic, tackling's fantastic. Only his marking's an issue, even his passing's very good. He should be fine. I'm very hopeful that he's going to be the perfect centre-back for our team. He should fit in, he should do fine. He's got 4 negatives, I noticed there. Has been unhappy with training overall. He's unhappy about all these things. He strongly opposes the manager, despite good for sport overall in the dressing room. Welcome to the club, Virgil. Let's hope this is... Maybe that's carried on from the last club, maybe, hopefully. What's happened? Oh, dear. Okay, so there's Virgil van Dijk. Here we go. There you are. There you are. There you are. Not in the Champions League. There you are. If Man United can sign Pogba, I'm going to sign Eden Hazard. 27 million. How's your mother? There you are. I mean, do I have to say anything? Really? 240 grand a week? Sure. 85 million. Rising to 100 with all the fees and whatnot from agents and stuff. 85 million. Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard. Look at his stats. I've not managed Eden Hazard on Football Manager since his days at Lille, when you could get him for about 15 million on the old Football Managers. I don't have to say anything else. I've signed Eden Hazard. I've signed Eden Hazard for Arsenal in the Europa League. Chelsea were rubbish last year, that's why. So there he is then. Do I really need to say anything more? No. There will be a few of you, though, thinking, how on earth have you managed to do that then? Well, you might remember that City and Chelsea both finished below me in the league, and neither of which then could qualify. So, you might be looking at me now thinking, Ben, how have you signed Eden Hazard? Well, you might remember Chelsea and City both finished below me in the league campaign, which means that all of their players, or a lot of their players at least, are interested in moves. De Bruyne, Jesus, Kante. I mean, so many good players that aren't in Europe this year want a move, and they're actually interested in me. So that's the most curious part of all of it. Whether we can get another one in, I'm not too sure. De Bruyne and Jesus, they are way too expensive. We've got 62 million left to spend, a lot of wage budget as well. And there's, of course, the opportunity for us to go after one of these guys. Sané's there, Sterling's there. We've got so many players. Otamendi's there, so many players. Fabregas, I tried to bring him back, but no, his wages are ridiculous. Courtois in goal, maybe, I don't know. There's lots of options. Morata, Willian. I mean, let me know in the comment section. Is there a player on this list you think we should seriously be going for? But yeah, I mean, let's just go back to it. Eden Hazard plays for Arsenal now. How many years have Arsenal been screwed by the big boys? Not anymore. We're screwing them. Oh, that's... Right, so with all these transfers, you might be thinking, what's the tactic then? What's the plan, Benji boy? Well, here we go. So, this is what we're working with then. It's a tactic that I've tried privately in preparation for the Creators Cup, if you've been watching that, and it's been working a treat. So what we're going to do is we're going to try it with Arsenal and see if it'll work. You'll notice immediately there's no strikers there. Now, luckily for us, we do still have Dembele, we do still have Lacazette, and I think squad-wise, all of a sudden, we have a really good team. Perisic right now, not even making it onto the bench. Also, has said he wants to leave to Barcelona. So we'll see if that occurs in the final few days of the window. But let's run you through the team then. Horn will be in goal as a sweeper keeper on attack, so he'll be clearing up anything that our defence miss. We've got a back line now, which I think is that bit stronger. Bellerin, Koscielny, Van Dijk, and Danny Rose complete the back line. Both fullbacks are on attack. We've got Van Dijk and Koscielny now sitting in the centre, with Gray sitting just in front as a ball winner. On defend, he should sort of be, without playing in the anchorman role, should sort of be anchoring the midfield, I hope. And then ahead of him, things get a little bit tasty. Wilshere, Seri, Ozil, Kretel, or sort of an attacking triangle in the centre to cause teams problems, to hopefully play it between themselves, and they're all on attacking duties. You'll notice, folks, this formation, very attacking. On the left, then, Eden Hazard. On the right, Riyad Mahrez, and as I say, plenty of options, on the bench. Adelaide's there, Dembele's there, Iwobi's there, Perisic is there, as is Lacazette. So Aaron Ramsey's still at the club too. Loads and loads of options. We've got the Europa League this season as well. Keeping all of them happy is going to be tricky, but I genuinely think this team can challenge not just for Europa League honours, but title honours. When you've got a team this good, you've got to be hoping for that, right? So, let's get into our first game of the season. It's a Community Shield game against Manchester United. They were champions last season. Let's see then, how do we stack up against Man United? And I assume, although I don't know, they've made signings of their own. Robert Green's still here as well. Can't believe it. Job for life. So, Arsenal versus Manchester United at Wembley Stadium. Let's submit the team and get into this. I've selected 5 substitutes outside the top. You could only have 7. Oh my God. So I don't know how this will work. I mean, pre-season we've been playing it, and pre-season's gone pretty well. We've had 5 wins, 1 draw against Red Bull, which is probably our toughest tie. But overall, we've been dominating teams. Hopefully that continues. See, if it works against Manchester United, it'll work all the time. I understand that this is a big moment, because if this doesn't work, there'll be a lot of comments going, this doesn't work. If it does work, I look like a genius. Dahlberg's up front, okay. Pizzi on the right-hand side, Goretzka and Pogba in the centre. Fossey, Mensah, De Gea. Anyone on the bench to speak of? Not really. So there we are then. They've bought Kasper Dolberg. Interesting. Okay, passionately say, we owe United after last time. Don't recall it. I think we lost 3-0 actually. I do recall it. Okay, here we go then. He's actually injured, is Dolberg, as well. That's curious. Let's see. How are we going to get on in this game? Hopefully victories all over the place. So this is the competitive debut. I think this is a competitive game. I would say it is anyway. Of Hazard, of Riyad Mahrez. We've got Danny Rose and Van Dijk also making debut. So let's see then. How good is this tactic and how good are we? I need to test this more and more with good teams. I've been trying it on my Plymouth stream save. It's not quite the same as this. A big part of it is overloading the Manchester United back 2. If we can do that, we should be fine. So he puts a ball forward. It's not the best. Pogba heads it on. But this will be the case a lot of the time, I'm hoping. The midfielders should be very isolated by our midfield 3 to the point that Gray gets on the ball a lot. As it's headed on, Riyad Mahrez, he's offside. He's offside. That linesman there, that little Jobsworth has put his flag up. And it's not been allowed, but promising early signs, I think. The idea, though, as I say, is just to isolate the back 2 and cause plenty of problems. Ozil again, great ball through to Riyad Mahrez, who shot on goal, isn't too far away. Ozil is the key here. He is the glue. He's the link. Hopefully, he'll be able to get on the ball enough. He's got a fantastic first touch, great passing range, great vision as well, creativity. He's got everything you need, right, in an attacking midfielder. It should be then down to Riyad Mahrez and Eden Hazard to get in behind, create space for themselves almost, and penetrate this back line. If they can do that, we should be fine as a crunching challenge comes in, but it's Manchester United with it. Dolberg plays it back across to Pizzi, into Juan Mata, who... That's a bit close, isn't it? So yeah, it's very much, it's an overload tactic without playing on overload. That's the best way to describe it. If it's successful, I'll put it on the Steam Workshop. If it's not, we'll never speak of it again. All right, half time. I've told them just a goal here will make us favourites to win even. So let's see if that's the case. I quite like this blue kit, I have to say. Hopefully, Danny Rose is getting a good reception. You know, of course, a former Spurs player. I can't imagine that's going to go down too well with lots of people. Danny Rose, of course, scored his debut goal against Arsenal quite spectacularly as Danny, we've just been talking about you there, sort of singing your praises almost, saying how good you are. You've not really endeared yourself. So have you been sent by Spurs? Is that what's going on here? Danny Rose is already on a booking. He's having a word with the ref. He's brought out another card, has he? And he's gone now. Good. Bye then. I don't know. I don't know now. I don't know. I literally don't know what the plan is. Well, diddums. Well, Klassen's going to have to come on, isn't he? There's no real choice there. I just tried to stop shooting for a player that's been sent off. I think we probably get rid of Özil because I don't think there's much choice there. Klassen comes in. We'll play him in the same duty. Okay, here's a plan. Wilshere moves into this spot. There we go. Look at that. We'll have Seri automatically playing in the midfield role. Yeah, look at that. It's the H formation. It's steps. We'll call it H from steps. That's what we'll call it. So this is going to be interesting now. We're a man down, and I have no idea what to do. So I've produced a H shape, which I'm sure will go well. So he's played it forward. Mahrez now it's a race for Riyad Mahrez, a race in which he does not win. A lot now rests on our midfield line, I guess we'll call it. In theory as well, we should probably go counter-attacking from now on, because this whole attacking thing probably won't work out for the best. If anything, we should probably make our fullbacks slightly more defensive. United on the attack, as I say all of this, and it's easily saved by Horn, sort of. Oh, well, this is going from... Yeah, Van Dijk's injured. Chambers on. Good. Right. Change of plan. We're gonna change of plan just because I think we need more of a threat here. We're gonna put Gay and Seri in the centre. We're gonna make him a defensive central midfielder, and then Seri a box-to-box midfielder. Wilshere's gonna come off. We're just gonna put Lacazette. This is not what it looked like at the start, is it? This is a lot more traditional. Make him a complete forward on attack. Actually, now let's make him a deep line forward on attack. Why not? It's not a good start, though, from our boys, is it? Oh, God. Okay, so we don't actually know if the tactic's any good. No idea. No idea. As United now, then. I've not changed any of the instructions. 1-0 United. Good. Excellent. Oh, this has been fun. Really fun. Really, really fun. I don't want to say Danny Rose is the cause of all things bad here, but he is. 20 minutes left. Not a hope in hell. It's another free kick by way of Manchester United, which isn't very good, actually. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what's occurred. That was bizarre. I mean, are we actually going to create something here? Riyad Mahrez towards Lacazette, who's actually finding some space beyond his defender. It's a challenge that's come in. Eden Hazard, open goal. Oh, Eden Hazard on his debut for Arsenal celebrates wildly. And there we are. He does sort of the bow and arrow thing. He's obviously taken that from, I think Morata did it recently. Well, there we are. He's taken that from Chelsea, and as we've taken him from Chelsea too. Mahrez with the ball through. Lacazette driving at that back line as the attacking output. Goretzka's tackle is pretty good, but Eden Hazard, the pace, the movement, the speed to put it in the back of the net. And 15 minutes to go. This ain't over yet, folks. That wasn't even a complete sentence. This ain't over yet, folks, is what was supposed to come out. Hazard again. Nice control. Well, less said about that, the better. 100 million, that was. 100 million. They're forward. This guy, who's this guy? I don't... Gotta be honest, not familiar with his work, as Lingard smashes the post. Bellerin, sort of. Who is this guy United have brought on? I'm sure people will definitely be familiar with him. He's French. He's been bought from Rennes. Right. Okay. Interesting. Looks like he might be a bit of a prospect on this year's Football Manager. Check out my Wonder Kids play. I've not got one yet. I might get. Shall I do one? Right, there's not a massive amount of time left as the ball's put out towards Hazard, but Damian sorts it out, and then De Gea launches forward. It's Lingard and Bellerin. Bellerin comes out on top, and now Seri plays an ambitious ball towards Eden Hazard, which is good. His ball forward isn't so good, and hopefully Horn will just... Yeah, what a highlight. It's evident to me now that there's actually more of this highlight as Mata to Pizzi. Yeah, that was somewhat inevitable when you've got attacking fullbacks. Probably should have changed them to defensive. Actually, now we're 2-1 down, they might as well stay attacking. Probably should have put them both on either defensive support or automatic. Anything but attacking, Ben, would have worked. United forward again here, pressing, probing. Juan Mata, Koscielny flies in, and Horn makes a decent save. This has not been a fair representation of the team we've got. That's the problem. 69% pass completion I'm looking at over there. In fact, let's just get rid of the stats. We don't need the stats for this game. It's pretty much over. As Lingard, 25 yards out, into Damian, back into Lingard. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, there's about 6 or so minutes left to go. And no, there isn't. It's just all gone. Unless we score right now, which is looking less and less likely. 20 seconds left. It's going to be a defeat in the Community Shield. As FA Cup winners, of course, we qualified for this. And, well, it's not been a good day overall, has it, folks? We've had a disallowed goal, we've had injuries aplenty, and a sending off. And we've lost. So it's been great fun. Another good season coming up. And there we are then, as the referee sprints off. It's 2-1. I don't need to be seeing this. That's obviously Mourinho with his little grey hair as well. Just get it off my screen. stays in the background. Okay, not ideal. We've got some injuries there, so we're just going to check on those. Just realised the transfer window closes before the Premier League starts, because they've got a new... So the transfer window closes... transfer suggestions, comment section. Is Van Dijk okay? 3 weeks with a concussion. Right, that's not awful, but not ideal, and that's not the best start. Though, what do you think of the transfers? Good, bad? Should we be playing a striker? I'm sure you're going to tell me we should be, but there we are. That's going to bring us to the end. If you enjoyed it, do drop a like on it. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel, and we love the care. Until next time, goodbye. Have I just wasted all the money?